Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome into the special edition on my YouTube channel. As I told you guys yesterday, I'm going to do my quick little Saturday preview. Actually, I am going to kind of rush this somewhat. I'll be completely honest. I'll still at least hit, 2 to 3 minutes on the games like I normally do on my Saturday game previews. I had to go out, do some quick Christmas shopping for our work day that we got, a little special Christmas work day that we got going on. And I just watched that big kick return by the Chargers, and now unfortunately Mike Williams is hurt. Fingers crossed he's healthy. He's one of my favorite wide receivers in the league. With that being said, why don't I go and get into the Saturday game preview, starting with the first game. If the game is still going to happen, we'll have to see. It sounds like the NFL is going to have it happen. I'm sure you guys have heard about it. But yeah, it's the Las Vegas Raiders heading out to Cleveland to face the Browns. Listen, there's like 20 guys on the COVID list for the Browns, so this is going to honestly be my hardest game to try to give you guys proper analysis how I think this game could go. But as far as injury reports, for both teams. On the Raiders side, it does look like Trayvon Mullen is out with his toe injury, as well as Denzel Perryman with an ankle and Darren Waller with a knee and back. And then Carl Nassib is questionable with his knee. Now, outside of all the COVID issues that the Cleveland has going on right now, with their injury report, Kareem Hunt has been ruled out with an ankle injury. Greg Newsome has been ruled out with a concussion, as well as Anthony Schwartz. He has a concussion as well. And then Harrison Bryant is questionable with his ankle, and then Malik Jackson is questionable with his knee. But yeah, guys, this is kind of hard for me to tell what's going to go happen because I don't know who's going to end up playing in this game. The NFL, I'm sure everybody knows by now, they kind of somewhat modified the rules where if the player is vaccinated and he is not he is asymptomatic, he can get out of the protocol faster. I just don't really understand like how. Basically, from what I would gather, what I would assume is if he's vaccinated, he shows up tomorrow and he's not like coughing, he's not sneezing and has no sniffles or anything like that, he should be able to play. So maybe Cleveland gets some guys back tomorrow. But then I think I saw something about like this week might not. I don't understand that. Like I think I saw also too like this is starting next week, but not this week. I don't get that. Like come on, like this is being mishandled in my opinion in multiple ways. There should be a better way. We're at the stage. I don't want to get into the debate because I am not a. You guys are not here for me to hear Cody's takes on how the NFL and the world should handle the pandemic going forward where we're at during the stage. So why don't I just get back to talking football because I probably already lost you guys right there. Really quick, so as of right now, Nick Mullins is slated to be the starter for the Cleveland Browns, and then they got Nick Chubb. I know Donovan Peoples-Jones is one of the wide receivers on the list. I think they still got Jarvis Landry. So obviously what the team will do is they're going to lean on Nick Chubb as much as they can and try it. And they got Dearness Johnson, right? So they're going to lean on their backfield. They're going to lean on their bread and butter as far as their scheme that has gotten to them to this point, and they're going to try to run the ball down the Las Vegas throat, have Nick Mullins try to play safe and efficient football. Now luckily Nick Mullins has starting experience. He played in San Francisco, so he can run the offense. Obviously he's not going to run it as efficient or as good as Baker Mayfield or Case Keenum would, but he can do enough. He's won NFL games before, so they just got to control the trenches, keep the ball in their hands and keep it out of Las Vegas hands, and then just try to convert, as I always say, convert those drives into the touchdowns, and they could win this game. I really do believe they can do it because I believe in Nick Chubb, and even though they might be missing, see again they got like 20 guys on there. I'm trying to figure out who exactly is in and out of the lineup and who can maybe come back tomorrow. Honestly, they should do them by good and allow any vaccinated and asymptomatic players to play in this game, in my opinion. We'll see if that's allowed. And then on the opposite side, if they're going to be missing Greg Newsome. Myles Garrett is good to go. Jadeveon Clowney's sick right now, but they say as of right now he's testing negative. So if they got those two bookend rushers, they can get after the quarterback and get after Derek Carr and cause him to do what Derek Carr does and fluster underneath pressure, and that's where you can create those turnovers. So they're going to have to basically, this game for Cleveland's going to have to be won in the trenches. Now listen, if they end up missing so many people, I could definitely see the Raiders winning this game, maybe even by easily. I could see Derek Carr picking apart this defense with his accuracy, but like I said, the one thing with Derek Carr, if you can get pressure on him, you can frustrate him and cause that offense not to get into any rhythm. So that has to be their game plan. And you know what? I don't know why. I think the Browns are going to do it. I think that I was going to pick the Browns the whole week. Obviously, the COVID issues make you wonder if they can get it done. But I think this is something that they'll fight through. And I just think the whole fact that the Raiders with an interim head coach, they're kind of, they basically know their season's over, right? Like it's a reset button. Like obviously they're trying to fight as a team, but they're missing Darren Waller as well. I mentioned this like last week. This is a time of the year where the interim head-led team is going to start kind of falling apart. So I kind of think the Browns are going to pull this off. So I'll say the Browns. It's going to be an ugly, kind of low-scoring game. I say the Browns sneak out like a 24-20 win on Saturday. Now, let's move on to the next one. You guys know I'm juiced up about this one as a Colts fan. But yeah, it's the New England Patriots coming to Indianapolis to face the Colts. It's a Saturday night game. And then as far as this matchup is with the injury report, starting with New England since they're the visiting team. Ronnie Perkins has been ruled out with an ankle injury. As always, guys, New England, they're going to have like a number of players that are questionable. The following players are questionable. Yanni Kajus with an illness, David Andrews with a shoulder, Christian Barmore with a knee, Juwan Bentley with ribs, Brandon Bolden with a knee, Trent Brown with a calf and wrist, Nick Folk with a knee, Damian Harris with a hamstring, and then Adrian Phillips with a knee injury. So yeah, as far as this matchup, like this is going to be a very good test to see where the Indianapolis Colts are right now. The New England Patriots are riding a 7-game winning streak. And so they're currently one of the hottest teams in the AFC. They're the number one team in the conference right now, and they have a chance to not only get separation on the Bills, who have stumbled at this point of the year, but they can get the separation where they can not only clinch the AFC East, but they're going to start putting themselves in the position to clinch the number one seed and get the first round bye. And then you got the Colts, who after last week, right, the playoff picture got totally flipped upside down. Because of certain teams that lost, and the Colts now are in the playoffs. They're in the number 6 seed, but they lose this matchup. Some other teams win. They're right out of the playoffs with how close this is. So close it is. So this is a huge game for both teams. It's a statement type of game going into the playoffs of like who you need to take serious, or you can take both these teams serious. But with the winning team, you're probably like, oh man, that might be the team to beat in the AFC. So let's start with a New England offense. They're going to do what they always try to do. They're going to try to run the ball and let Mac Jones make his quick, efficient reads and just getting third and short situations and allow him to pick up the first down because he is very fast at making his reads and delivering the ball accurately. So what the Colts are going to do is they've been honest about it. They're going to try to make New England one-dimensional, and that's my opinion too. Like that should be an every known opinion. I've said this multiple times in the past. Like I still am waiting to kind of see Mac Jones either in a shootout or really have to put the offense on his back and deliver deep shots and pick a defense apart. So Colts are going to try to bottle up that rushing attack of assuming Damian Harris plays, of Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson, and force Mac to beat them. Now, I do think, Mac's going to get them a couple times. He's going to work the ball down the field, and he's going to get at least 2 to 3 touchdowns in this game. But where you can get this offense frustrated, if you look into the stats, Mac Jones has thrown, as you guys can tell, I wrote an article on this last night, so this is very fresh on my brain. Mac Jones has thrown 8 interceptions. 5 of his 8 interceptions came in 3 of the 4 New England losses. So that's what happens is if you can get your hands on a couple of his balls, that's where he kind of can get back into his flustered rookie moments, and they just got to get some pressure on him and hit him often as possible and make him uncomfortable in that pocket and make him even make quicker decisions, which will result maybe in potential turnovers for that team. And then you flip sides of the ball, you already know what Bill Belichick is going to do. He's going to try to eliminate Jonathan Taylor. So this is a game for Carson Wentz. This is a pulse check, as I wrote last night, for Carson Wentz. Like he has showed up in the big games, but then like he's been a factor along with everybody on the team of why the Colts have lost those double-digit leads. He's been responsible for some of those turnovers. So not only you need him to he needs to play great, but he has to play great for all 4 quarters because New England's going to probably try to do what Tampa did, right? They're going to try to sell out, get the defensive front alignment, and force Carson to check into pass plays, right? And obviously you want to try to establish the run, which I'm sure they're going to try to do. New England's not that great at stopping the run, so I do think there is a potential for Jonathan Taylor to take over, and I think he will at times. Once they get to the second half and they kind of start to wear down that New England offense, they're just going to have Carson Wentz can't be the reason why the Colts lose this game. That's the number one thing. If he's not the reason why they lose this game, then I think they're going to be able to put up some good drives. They're going to get their 2 to 3 touchdowns. It's going to be a back and forth battle. It's going to come down to the fourth quarter. It's going to come down to who can not make that crucial mistake in the fourth quarter. Whether that crucial mistake is maybe a bad play call, maybe it's a turnover. Maybe giving the team the other team too much with the ball with too much time left on the clock, and they get in position to kick the game-winning field goal. It's gonna come down to that. I'm gonna give New England all the respect in the world. I could definitely see them beating us, beating the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts have not beat them since 2009. So, with that being said, you guys know where I'm going with this, right? Colts are finally going to get beat New England. Tom Brady's no longer here. They'll establish the dominance in the rivalry for this next decade because Andrew Luck couldn't beat them. So if Carson Wentz can beat New England in his first matchup against them, you know how much respect that's going to go throughout the organization in the city of Indianapolis. Go get it done, Carson. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Colts to win 24-21. On Saturday night. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, guys. I gotta get some graphics ready, upload this to YouTube, catch up on what has happened in this game since I recorded. I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I'll be back though on Saturday when I release that the normal time for the rest of the weekend's matchup preview. So I'll see you guys then. Talk to you later.